Welcome to the Excel Mentor. The purpose of this demo is to give you a sample of how a project came about. We will also show you how we will apply Excel to solving some of the issues in creating a barcode system. This demo will also show you how we construct all of our monthly samples and what you can look forward to as a subscriber. The U.S. subsidiary of a French company must meet the barcode requirements of their largest U.S. client in both their residential and commercial product lines. Now, the parent company has an existing barcode system in place for the commercial product line. This will prove to be a huge advantage, as we will demonstrate later on. Now, the U.S. subsidiary does not have a barcode system in place for their residential products. This is the core reason, after the client's needs, for the project. Now, this major client wanted all products for the next sales season to be shipped with barcode labels for both the residential and commercial residential products. This was for both inventory control, they shipped to other distributors, and their direct showroom sales. And as an added kicker, by the way, there's a 2-month deadline to provide these barcodes to the client. Now, some business questions arose. How do we develop a barcode system? What type of a system? Now, we'd heard the term EAN13, but what does that mean? Now, how are barcodes issued? And we get down to it, how much does it cost? Now, we determined through research that the barcode issuing agency is GS1. And you can follow this link or the one at the end of this presentation, which is shown on the online resources page. And that is www.gs1us.org. Now, the barcode types. Again, the parent company uses EAN-13, so European article numbering 13 system is going to be used as we stated. This is a link to the barcoding types page, which is also shown on the online resources page at the end of this presentation. Now, GS1 is the resource for barcoding information. We visited the GS1 site and downloaded this PDF file. This is a list of barcodes, and we reviewed the parameters for the EAN13 barcode, which, as we said before, the parent company is using. When we say barcode in these examples, we are referring to the EAN13 style. Every barcode has a country code. In this case, we are using France, which has a country code of 366. Now, for a link to this information, it is below and also on our resource information page. Now, within the country of France, we have a manufacturer's ID number. In this case, the manufacturer's ID number is 1441. Now, the manufacturer is going to assign numbers within the barcode. These are the paid numbers. The company pays yearly for 50,000 individual barcodes. They are numbered from 0001 to 99999. 10,000 numbers are assigned to the U.S. subsidiary, and that range of numbers is 90000 to 99999. Now, our barcode is really starting to take shape. We know the first set of 3 digits of 13 digits is 366. The second set of 4 digits of 13 digits is 1441. The U.S. subsidiary products will start with their assigned range. So the third set of 5 digits of 13 digits is 90000, and that will extend through the end of their range. So by my fingers, 3 plus 4 plus 5 equals 12. So how do we get the last digit? Well, the last digit is where the fun comes in, and this is what our lesson will focus on. We're going to focus on the checksum for the barcode reader. We have, again, through some research, determined the first 12 of 13 digits for our barcode system. So how do we get the last digit? Well, we use Excel to calculate that. Now, here's the link to the rule, which is also shown on the online resources page. Now, we didn't make this rule up. I mean, I don't need to know math to make up this rule. I will let some other genius figure that out. We just want to follow the example and let Excel do the work. So here's the rule. The rule states that you multiply each digit in the odd positions by 1. Now, again, you do this individually. The rule states you multiply the even digits in the even positions by 3. Now, you do this individually. You then sum these numbers together. You then round up to the next multiple of 10. You then subtract the sum from the next multiple, and you have the checksum. Now, this seems like a lot of work, but that's why we at the Excel Mentor are here, to give you simple solutions to what may appear to be very complex problems. And we let Excel do the work. We don't want to calculate this checksum manually. We want Excel to do this. Now, don't be alarmed. This formula is very basic. This example just has a lot of parts, but it does show the flexibility of Excel. Now, in the next slide, the D shown will represent the digit, not the cell number in Excel. And we will explain cell numbers in the next video. Let's give a visual representation of this formula for entry into Excel. So here's the formula again. Sum the odd digits, D, in positions 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11, after multiplying them by 1. So that will be D1 times 1, D3 times 1, D5 times 1, and you see the example. That equals the sum. We'll then sum the even digits, D, in positions 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12 after multiplying them by 3. And again, you can see D2 times 3 plus D4 times 3 as we expand that out equals the sum. You will then add the sums, both odd and even. You'll then round up to the next highest multiple of 10, and that's the ceiling command. Deduct the sum from the ceiling. That is the checksum. Later in video 4, we will then combine them into one cell for export to a barcode printer. Now, this is a lot, and that's why we let Excel do the work. Again, we will guide you step by step through the most common elements of use for Excel in this application. But what you learn here can be applied to any situation. Now, video 3 in the series, we'll start with the basics of data entry and formatting. Video 4 in the series will discuss the formulas and functions. And this is the level most people will use for day-to-day implementations and use of Excel. Video 5 in the series will automate and program the spreadsheet for additional products and future growth of the spreadsheet. So we have something for everyone in our monthly lessons. We give you examples that you may adapt what we show you to your real life needs. Okay, our introductory level steps. We are creating our spreadsheet, so we must define the columns. This is for inventory, so we need a part number and cells for all of the related items, including individual cells for each number in the EAN. Then we're going to lay out the spreadsheet. We're going to place this data in a meaningful way in the spreadsheet. We're then going to configure the tables, so show how and why we configure the tables and different ways to configure tables. We're going to import the data. Now, this customer has 1,200 products. That's a lot of work to enter manually. So we'll use a CSV file, and a CSV file is a comma separated value. It's a text file that you import for use in formatting. Now, this is an advanced step. It's good to learn now, and we'll take you through it step by step. We're going to convert text to columns. We need to add individual numbers, so the original data must be split from a text format. We have to copy and paste data. We'll cover different ways to copy and paste this data, and then we'll format the data, text to a number. Now, original data again is text, so again, this is a math function we're dealing with. The data is easily converted for our future use. So now we're setting up our project. We're getting ready to go. Video 4 will cover our intermediate level steps of these 5 videos. We're going to focus on formulas here. Simple summing, that's the most common operation. Now remember, we have to add 12 individual cells together and then add the 13th cell to that number. We have simple subtraction. That's a common operation too. Subtract the sum from the ceiling. Then we have our functions, and for this lesson we're just going to have 3. We're going to use sum, that's the most common, just add these cells. We're going to use ceiling, and the ceiling gets you to the closest 10, 100, or 1,000. In this case, we'll round up to 10. Concatenation. Now that allows all of these numbers to come together as text. And it's a very helpful function, especially later when you use Excel for combining data for emails and mailing levels. Then we have barcoding. We can now export concatenated cells to a barcode program for use. Now video 5 of 5 will have our advanced level instruction, and that's going to go into future use of the spreadsheet. We'll cover menus with macros, add a new product automatically. We also want to get into inventory and costing. So this spreadsheet grew as it was developed. We'll have return material was part of the growth. We did add pull down menus. We added forms. We also had work order and product labels. And then work orders for production through the factory floor. And we'd use a label onto the work order envelope. We had shipping labels plus product labels. And then you could merge this with Word for a template and then get a number of labels on one sheet for each of the different parts you need, like the product, the carton, and the work order. So just a brief summary. This is what we cover. Level 1, beginning Excel. They'll give you general familiarization with the menu and the ribbons. Simple data entry and formatting with our sample barcoding project. And it can be applied anywhere, just learn the steps. Now level 2 is intermediate Excel. And we're starting to unleash the power of Excel. Simple formulas and an introduction to functions. Then we're going to do functions, our most common, sum. We'll do that first. Then we'll get into ceiling, concatenation. Now this is very important in this lesson. Then we get into advanced Excel, growing the spreadsheet, future projects. Automating the spreadsheet, how to make it jump with menus. We'll do this via macros and some VBA programming. So let's get started.